So the Wikipedia page also adds that the film will heavily feature underwater scenes, actually filmed underwater with the cast and performance capture, blending underwater filming and performance capture being a feature never accomplished before. It took the team a year and a half to develop a new motion capture system, with Cameron stating it's never been done before. And it's very tricky because our motion capture system, like most motion capture systems, is what they call optical based, meaning that it uses markers that are photographed with hundreds of cameras. The problem with water, it's not the underwater part, but the interface between the air and the water, which forms a moving mirror. The moving mirror reflects all the dots and markers, and it creates a bunch of false markers. It's a little bit like a fighter plane dumping a bunch of chaff to confuse the radar system of a missile. Anyway, it looks like he's very happy about his new system he's created.
Well, sure, because yeah, he's always doing something on the cutting edge of something.
Is there going to be a really good story with this? I mean, this is great, but I didn't just go see The Matrix. The Matrix didn't become like a fan favorite just because it had bullet time. I mean, I like to think that there was more to it than that.
Well, that's the rub, right? All of this, and will the story support it? That's where you come into the question marks.
Cameron stated that there was a possibility that the film could be shown in, quote, glasses free 3D.
Right.
Well, that actually might get me into the theater, Bill.
Too late now. You don't want to see the blue people.
Listen, all that shit that I said before about
Blue
hating
people.
the Nobies and whatever else like that.
Mhm.
Glasses free 3D might get me through the door.
Really? Okay.
I mean, all bets are off if he does something like that. I mean, that would be something you would have to go see. Once
He's the
again,
one
that
that put 3D cinema on the map, mind you.
oh, he did.
Yeah, Avatar was the first major motion picture in modern 3D. And that's why we have all of the other movies now in 3D, is because of Avatar.
Well, look at that, Bill. You're dropping some knowledge today. I
Yeah,
wasn't
I
sure
would
if
have
you were going
thought
to be
you knew
bringing
that.
your C game, whatever else, or your D. But I mean, you're really earning that B today. I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
thanks.
Nice.
So, look, if James Cameron's involved, I'm not even going to pretend like I'm not going to go see the movie. Am I dying for the movie? Am I going to, am I collecting all of the information I can get on the internet about it and anxiously awaiting it? No, I'm not going to say that either. Have I watched Avatar since we saw it in the theaters? No. I do own the Blu ray. I've never cracked the case. I won't lie. But
Peter Jackson can't get $1 from you, but you'll be out there to see the Niobe. That's some interesting shit, right?
when Peter Jackson decides to go back to Middle Earth, he'll get my money again.
Mm.
You know? But Amazon's already got on that. So Jeff
Yeah.
Bezos is my master now.
Yeah. I think that'll be something that we'll probably watch. What is it? On its arrival, on its whatever day it comes on, its debut.
Yeah.
I think I'll be sitting there
Yeah.
first day, first hour,
Yeah. I mean, if they drop it at midnight, I'll probably watch it at midnight.
at midnight. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just like Game of Thrones. Oh, I'm hoping it's going to be good, Bill. I really do. I want it to be good. But let's move on. So your favorite film, um, Deadpool 2, is now the highest grossing X-Men movie of all time.
Boo hiss. Boo hiss.
It's pushed over the $785 million mark. Now, part of this I feel like something's not fair because the original X-Men movies, Brian Singer, whatever else like that. I feel like there needs to be some sort of like price adjusted inflation or something else going on. I feel like it's not fair. But Deadpool 2 is your highest grossing X-Men movie. And the lowest grossing X-Men movie is the first
First
one.
class?
X-Men
X-Men
at
1.
like 300
Really?
million.
Really? And it's probably considered to be one of the better of the or of the series at this point.
Yeah, yeah, it launched everything. That's what
Yeah,
you call him, right? The Godfather of the modern.
right. Right. Modern comic book movie. Yeah.
So, I mean, everything else has gone up afterwards. So, I mean, that's a testament to the staying power of it. He laid the foundation, and everything else has been making gangbusters. But what's odd is the highest grossing X-Men movies is
Don't even
Deadpool
have the X-Men
2
in it.
and Deadpool. And then right after that is X-Men Days of Future Past. So,
Well, there's a reason why there's a reason why the most recent movies are the highest grossers, because ticket prices are more. There's not necessarily more people seeing the movie. It's just that tickets cost more. That's why they're so high grossing.
well, I feel as though we're giving like half the facts on this then.
Well, think about it.
It's part.
That's
Well,
why.
no, I agree with you. Unfortunately, this article is a little bit skewed.
Well, that's the reporting though. That's what they all say. They always say this is the highest grossing blah 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 of blah blah blah. Aquaman's the highest grossing blah 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 of blah blah blah. Yeah, they never adjust for inflation though. They never do that. I think adjusted for inflation is a more. I think we've had this discussion before. I think it's a more fair um, barometer of judging than saying it's the highest grossing. Well, sure, it's because tickets are $27 a piece. So of course it's the highest grossing.
Um. So apparently, you never saw World War Z.
Yes, I did see it.
You didn't. You didn't care for it.
I did not.
I cared for it, but it looks like apparently now David
I wouldn't hold your breath.
for World War II. Apparently, it's Paramount has simply dragged their feet on this one, and we're not going to be doing World War Z 2.
Because they said the budget was too high and they couldn't agree on a way to get the budget down.
Well, either way, the fans are hurt by this.
Sure.
I mean, have we not learned nothing with the government shutdown? Can't we just talk together and come up with a price? Can we come up with a number?
Apparently, the people who were making the movie thought they needed X amount of dollars, and the company that wanted to pay for it said no.
Yeah, the company's like, you know what? To make this really right and set this shit aflame like the first one, we need at least 145 million. And then the company's like, we'll give you 32.
Right. I mean, shit costs money. It's a very
they're looking at you. They're looking at you going, does Brad Pitt fly in the movie? No, he does not. Does he have I-beams? No.
Nope.
Does he tell crass jokes and can regenerate his body parts like Deadpool? No. 32 million.
It's a very the marketplace is very different now than it was when World War Z came out, the first one. And studios are making less and less movies with bigger and bigger price tags. I don't know that a zombie apocalypse movie. I think the zombie apocalypse thing is kind of like had its moment. And I think people are not necessarily running out for the next zombie apocalypse.
Shut your mouth. How dare you say that?
Shut your mouth. I'm not saying, it doesn't have an audience. Clearly it does, but I don't know if it's as the height of its popularity as it was back when Walking Dead came out and this movie was around the same era.
Listen, your boy who has caused your universe to always be teetering is coming out of the woodwork to direct a zombie movie. I speak of, what's his name?
For Netflix. And his name is Zack Snyder.
Oh, Zack Snyder. Yes, right. Yeah. He's going to be directing. He's going back to his roots. He did Dawn of the Dead, the remake, which is great, and he's going back to the genre that really pushed him out there.
But where is he releasing it? Is he releasing it in theaters or on Netflix? On Netflix, I can guarantee you the budget isn't going to be $145 million.
They gave that to your boy Baz Luhrmann.
Yeah, and look where that got them. He won't be making Get Down season 3. So,
I don't. You know what? I don't need the budget to be high for Zack Snyder's zombie movie.
But World War Z does need a high budget because they've already established the grand scale of that zombie apocalypse story that they were telling, and it's not like they can go back now and. Well, I mean, I guess they could. They could go back and do it like. What's that style of that movie? with the big monster, and then they did like a smaller movie of it on
Cloverfield.
Cloverfield. Yeah, I guess they could do a Cloverfield style.
The production budget for World War Z was $190 million. Fuck.
It's a zombie movie.
Fuck.
That's why they're not making it.
Fuck, that's a lot of dough.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Ooh.
That's why they're not making it.
What's hilarious is it only made $200 million domestically.
Now, do you understand why they're not making it?
I mean,
Looking at those numbers.
That's a lot of money. I mean, you're really relying on the overseas people to really eat that up.
Right. Which is the only thing that saved it in the first place.
Oof, that's a lot of money. $190 million.
And it only made 200
million domestically. It made 540 million worldwide total.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's why we're even maybe considering it. But, well, the good news is David Fincher, for the people out there who are a fan of Mindhunter on Netflix, will be, he's working on that as we speak. So, I mean,
is he directing that, or is he producing that, or what?
I thought he was directing it.
Every episode?
I'm not sure, Bill. That's actually a very good question.
How many episodes are there?
There's like several in the first season. Several, 8.
More than 6?
More than 6.
Less than 13.
Okay. Yeah, less than 13. Yeah. That's very popular. I started listening to the actual audiobook on that one too. That reminds me, I saw The Girl in the Spider's Web.
Right. The relaunch of the Girl in the Dragon Tattoo franchise.
Yeah, it's a it's the 4th book that wasn't written by the original author. What's his name? Stieg Larsson or something.
Stieg Larsson, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Bill, I'm a big fan of the foreign Girl with the Dragon Tattoo trilogy. I'm also a fan of David Fincher's remake of The Girl with the Dragon 2. All 4 movies are just, they're so rich. And I was looking forward maybe to a sequel. I understand that it wasn't profitable enough for there to be a sequel or interest. But I'm down for it. This movie was directed by, I think, Fede Alvarez, who did Don't Breathe and the Evil Dead remake. They're calling him like the king of the remakes right now. This shit just wasn't good. And I knew within the first 5 or 6 minutes of it, when I started looking at my phone, looking at my tablet, not even paying attention as to who's doing what, it just seemed like some sort of hodgepodge mess of trying to be like, we're trying to be like what you saw before, but it was just woefully inadequate. It's such a disappointment, especially if I sat down for Chipotle one night and wanted to be like, I know this is going to be great. Fuck, it was bad, Bill. It was bad.
So did it flop as well as being artistically bad, or did it make some money?
I don't think it made any money, but I'm actually I'm looking it up right now because I'm kind of curious as we speak about it. Girl in the Spider Web, is that what it's called? Yeah. Please hold. I'm looking forward to getting that Overlord movie, though.
I thought that already came.
No, that's not out yet.
It comes out Tuesday?
It comes out. Yes. So the movie cost $43 million to make. Girl in the Spider's Web, a new dragon tattoo story. It made $14 million in the U.S. and $20 million overseas.
It's over.
It did not even make back
the production budget, which wasn't that high to start with. That's M. Night Shyamalan before the resurrection money.
Okay. I mean, I didn't know it was that bad, but that's
not good.
No. Okay.
They just keep going back to this well, and every time people in America tell them they don't want these stories, and they keep going back to this well. I don't understand why they keep going back.
This would have been perfect for Netflix.
Right. Netflix is 44 million is in Netflix's arena, I think. I don't think it's beyond their scope of.
I think they could have they could have turned down some of the money. I think they were trying to go for some sort of espionage, and they had all these other factors going on. They were turning her into like Jason Bourne with some of this shit, and it just seemed ridiculous from the start. So I think they were trying to pull in two different segments of the audience, and I just don't think it worked.
And
But
neither one of
anyway,
them wanted it.
yeah. In other words, but here's some news that you'll enjoy. Get out your tissue box. What's your boy Ben Affleck going to be doing in 2021?
I guess it won't be Batman, so I don't know.
I told my woman, I go, she goes, "What are you going to talk about today?" I go, "I don't know. I don't think Ben Affleck's going to be Batman." She goes, "He's not going to be Batman." I go, "Nope, he's not going to be the Batman." Do you know why he's not going to be the Batman, Bill? Is it because
Because
he's
Matt
out philandering with the babysitter, or is he maybe like
no,
drinking alcohol? Is he gambling? He's just not
no.
interested.
I can tell you why. My theory. I can tell you
Give
that
me your theory.
they're
I
running away from everything that had to do with the Justice League. They're running away from everything that had to do with BVS. They're going in another direction. Matt Reeves wants to do a younger version of the character. So I don't know how this is going to work in their DCEU because they have an established universe with an older Batman. So I don't know how they're going to either they're going to do like Wonder Woman 84 style and do like a prequel, in which case they're going to have to make the actor look enough like he could turn into Ben Affleck someday that they're going to have to go a certain casting direction, or they're just going to pretend somehow that Ben Affleck never existed. I mean, I don't know. This is again, I don't know. This is very puzzling to me how they're going to make this work because they have an established Batman in their universe that they're already it's already out there.
that they're not blowing up.
That they're not right. They're not blowing up their established characters. They can't. They've got Wonder Woman and Aquaman smash hits, and they've got the Batman coming back, but as a different, younger version. I don't know how they're going to pull that off. I'm curious to find out.
Mm. Okay, so we know who the younger Batman is going to be.
We do not. Nick Jonas wants to do it, and I think actually, physically speaking, he could probably believably pull off a young Ben Affleck.
Isn't he like a gay icon?
I don't know if he's a gay icon. I didn't call up the gay hotline this morning before we started the show. I didn't ask the gay Illuminati where we were at on this subject.
Who's that guy that kicked off Kevin Hart? He seems to have his pulse on what the gays want. Let's give him a call up on the phone and find out what he
really. I know Nick Jonas wants the part. I think I've heard a short list of people on which Armie Hammer is at the top. Now, Armie Hammer does not look anything like a young Ben Affleck to me.
No,
I don't know how they can pull that off.
Right, that's a no on that one. That's a no. He's been in too many duds. Wasn't he in the Lone Ranger? Call Me by Your Name. He was in.
Call Me by Your Name wasn't really a dud. It was a niche.
It wasn't a dud. I wasn't a dud. What's the other one with the? Was it the Avengers? No. Man from the Uncle. A Man from Uncle.
Man from Uncle. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. He's. Oh.
I like Armie Hammer. I just don't think. I don't see how they're going to pull it off with Armie Hammer playing a young-looking Ben Affleck. He's not even that much younger than Ben Affleck to start with, so I think he might be too old for what they're looking for.
Maybe this might be the time to cast somebody that's not really known and an up-and-comer.
Well, they said they wanted an established. Well, I've read that they want an established or a well-known name in the role.
Really?
That's what I read.
Is this a well-known person that's actually going to sign for a contract for like several movies, or is this going to be Edward Norton? I don't know. If the script is good, maybe I'll hang around for part 2. If not, I'm moving on.
Right? That's a good question. I don't know.
I hope they're learning from all their mistakes here of exactly the type of people that they need to find out what the psychology analysis test that Marvel's given to their employees to keep them all on board and aligned, and they need to apply that test to all their new hires over at DC.
Listen, Ben Affleck has had issues for a long time. It didn't really affect his career for a long time, but playing Batman is probably a big haul for somebody. It's probably a big psychological taxing role to play, and maybe Ben Affleck just wasn't able to handle it. I don't know why they were. I know this. Ben Affleck was the best Batman I've seen so far for me. Out of all the Batman, Michael Keaton and Val Kilmer and George Clooney, who I don't hate, by the way, in the part, but the movie, obviously has some problems. And Christian Bale, I think Ben Affleck's the best. I would love for him to return. I don't know why we have to do a prequel, but okay, this is the direction the studio's going in. I guess I have no choice but to accept it.
Oh, why can't we have some of the actors that we want in the role just get their shit together? Why is this just so difficult?
I think it's more than that. It's beyond Ben Affleck not getting his shit together. It's also the fact that the movies did not do as well as they were supposed to do.
Do we
And,
have any problem that Jason Momoa is going to keep his shit straight for the next Aquaman 2?
well, he seems like he's got his head on pretty well. I mean,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
doesn't seem like he's,
right.
but you never know what's going on in people's lives, Jay. You never know. But he seems like, he's doing all right. Ben Affleck had a lot of public exposure for his issues. Some of that was his own fault, probably. But
There's probably got to be a list in Hollywood of people that you know that if you hire that they're like, what is it? Do you sleep with dogs? You come up with fleas or something like that? There's got to be a list of them.
really,
I'm not
like,
saying
do
I would
not
put
go
Ben
there
Affleck.
list. Do not do. We have one of those lists at my job. It's called the do not hire file. Yeah, we have that.
Yeah, you just know, like Tyrese. Tyrese would be on that list for me. He's just crazy right now. He's just crazy desperate. You don't know what you're going to get with that.
Right.
I would put Ben on there like on the first page, but he might be on the second or third page with some issues going on with him.
Oddly enough, it seemed like his career was going better before he took the part. And then the part, and I don't think he did poorly in the part. I think a lot of it had to do with his personal shit and a lot of shit about people not liking the version of the movies that they got. So
Okay. Would you hire Shia LaBeouf to be Batman?
no. But to play a young Ben Affleck, I don't know.
The answer is no, Bill.
Yeah, I know what you're fishing for. But physically speaking and acting wise, just going on the qualifications, I think
right. That's their problem. They need to look beyond the physical and the acting qualifications. They got to find out the mental state of these people now.
I don't. You never
check their
know,
W-2s, look at their taxes, make sure their shit's good, no bankruptcies, no baby mamas. We're gonna have to vet them. You're gonna have to vet them, Bill. If you want the universe to be stable and make billions of dollars, you need people to rely on.
Look, the whole next 2 years of the DC universe is not exactly thrilling my cockles, okay? I mean, it just isn't. I was looking at the slate like the other day. Somebody had like a infographic about like the movies that are coming out.
Right.
And really, I mean, it's like it speaks volumes. It says half-assed. That's what it says to me. Birds of Prey, who gives a fuck? Really? Who actually gives a fuck? I don't give a fuck. Shazam, Wonder Woman, that's all fine. But Birds of Prey and the Joker, who gives a fuck?
Oh,
thank God I have Marvel.
Maybe I've never put like swear words in the title. Maybe I could put 0 fucks for the title of episode 82.
Just put DC U. Who gives a fuck? That's their new motto for their new lineup.
So it looks like Marvel's going to be using James Gunn's script for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Did I read that right?
That's right. And Chris Pratt confirmed this the other day. They are using the script.
So when he wrote it, they apparently had the rights to it then. And they
sure.
can use it, and they can they give him writing credit?
Yeah, they'll have to give him writing credit.
Okay. And
if he wrote it for them, they can do whatever they want with it.
Okay. So they're like, we need you to leave because you talked about, things like rape and pedophilia. So, but by the way,
leave the script on the table on your way out. So
he probably tried to run to his computer and try to delete that shit, and they're like, "You've already been locked out. We've already got it. We've copied it. We've been planning this for weeks."
Right. So yeah, they're going to use the script, and probably hire.
Have we talked to Batista how he feels about that? Is he okay?
We haven't heard from Batista since the whole fallout started. So I don't know.
Did Disney somehow bring the Men in Black to his house and beat him down and say, "Shut the fuck up"? Make this money.
Money talks. So I think they're probably one of the holdups why they're shelving temporarily anyway. The movie is to give people's heads time to cool down from like the whole debacle, and maybe hopefully cooler heads will prevail when they come back to it and say, we'd like you to be a part of this. Maybe enough time will have passed where he'll be like, okay,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah, I feel you. Did you see the trailer for Child's Play?
No,
Not interested in that horror remake?
no.
Did
It's
you
from
see
the
the
same
next?
people who did it.
Yes,
So did you see the trailer?
I did.
And
Eh, I mean, I'll wait for it on Netflix or DVD.
okay,
But I saw the second trailer for Pet Cemetery too, and I have to admit, I'm very intrigued. Very
really?
fascinated. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Sometimes dead is better.
yeah. Pet
Okay.
Cemetery with the S instead of the C. Oh yeah, it's so good. It looks so good. There was also the Super Bowl trailer for the Avengers Endgame. What
I
was
think
it
we
like a
talked
30
about this
second?
last time.
Was it a 30-second spot?
Yeah, it was 30 seconds. So wasn't a whole lot that added to it, but you know, it does give you a little bit of a sliver of, a taste. Um, Added on to the original trailer, which somebody on YouTube made they call it a supercut, where
Okay.
they combine the two trailers and make one trailer out of it. It's pretty cool. I'll send it to you.
Are we
So
done with
that
the
makes
trailers from them
no.
for
There's
this?
one more. There's one more to go. I'm sure.
They really just can't show much on it, so that's why they
Well, the
seem
thing
to be
of
kind
their,
of
I
weak
mean, I think
sauce.
it's wise of them not to. I mean, they're only showing you the characters that survived. We know at the end of Infinity War.
Right, right. So you're limited in a way in what you can actually. And I actually heard somebody said that there might be other characters in those trailers, but they scrubbed them out.
Yeah, there's a couple scenes like when they're walking in the baseball stadium or whatever, and you see like there's a gap between a couple of the characters. It does sort of look like somebody might have been standing there, but I prefer them to do that than to give me more information than I need to see the movie anyway. So
Okay. Um, Albert Finney has passed away.
did
Passed
he
away
make?
at
Did he?
83.
You guys didn't put him on the dead thread.
I know, and I kind of looked at it. It popped up, and I was just wondering, like Albert Finney. You think that was disrespectful?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, I should have put him on there. So
Yeah.
I was hoping somebody else would kind of push that through, but did not. I think for when we have people who die, we probably should maybe give like we're not going to do that for Albert Finney today, but when I look over his bio, the man, as with most of these actors, sometimes it's just outside of sometimes starring in a film or producing or directing, they're actually involved in other things and pushing their area of expertise forward by either teaching or doing other plays. I mean, he's been around for a long time,
Yeah, he
and
was like 80 something years old, 88.
82, yeah. But he's just, I mean, it's. I know we're about to do this on the show, but the thing about it is, when I think of Albert Finney, you think of Aaron Brockovich. That's the first thing that came to my mind, even though he's
Daddy
just like,
Warbucks.
yes. And you're just like, I've done so much more than that, but that's great. That I'm known currently for that. He was nominated for 5 Oscars. Um,
He
for
never
best
won though.
no best actor in a supporting role for Aaron Brockovich, best actor in a leading role in Under the Volcano, best actor in a leading role, The Dresser in 1983, best actor in a leading role for Murder on the Orient Express 74, and best actor in a leading role, Tom Jones in 1963. So um, he was in Big Fish. Um,
Hated that movie.
you didn't like Big Fish? Wasn't
I
that a Tim
hated it.
Burton production?
It is.
You didn't
I'm
like
not a
that, huh?
fan. I'm not a fan of it.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Murder on the Orient Express, and of course, he's been just doing a lot of work as, like, filling in the characters, not the main man, but just being like a guy that's like a supervisor or whatever else you are, a doctor or whatever else like that. But Albert Finney is now gone, and I think in the future, I'm going to maybe take the extra time to find out some sort of cool, interesting facts that we don't know about him. Apparently, he was supposed to be like knighted or something else, but he didn't want to be knighted over there in England because he felt like that was a way of you would become like a snob. It was a way
Really?
of creating distinctions. He's just like, yeah, I don't need to be that. It seems more about snobbery if anything else.
Really?
So, um, I think he said. I think the way the bio reads. True to his working class roots, he spurned a CBE in 1980 and a knighthood in 2000, later explaining his decision by stating that the Sir thing slightly perpetuates one of our diseases in England, which is snobbery. So,
That's funny.
yeah, there you go. All right. Speaking of, this is not really some sort of segue here. What's up with your boy Liam Neeson here? We have to get
You
into it,
really have
Bill.
to go there.
I guess we don't have to. I mean, we've talked about it ad nauseum over here. I guess we don't need to drag down the show here. But I guess for the people out there, like over in Russia, Bulgaria, and England, well, England should know. But Liam Neeson um, was interviewed by someone by the name of Clemency Michelin, whatever else, and she just asked him a question, very simply about his character that he plays in a Cold Pursuit movie. Goes on a murder spree, and she wants to know how does he flip that switch? She said it wasn't the most elegant question, but he went down a path that obviously she didn't expect in the 17 interview, where he talked about that, he was channeling something from his younger days, which was about, I mean, I'm really getting into it. I don't want to get into it. Where he talks about how one of his friends were raped, and it was raped by a black person. So then he went out on the hunt looking for somebody to disrespect him so he could kill a black person. He's not very proud of that. It's going on an apology tour. We each have our different takes on that, but Bill, if I can speak for you, I think we both agree that we need to start a social media company.
In which you start telling people to stop saying everything they want to say on the record.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that comes into your mind doesn't need to be spoken aloud, especially if it happened 40 years ago. I don't know why people just shut up. Just stop talking. Every thought that comes across your mind does not need to be spoken on the record in an interview. And that's really my take on it. My take on it is shut up.
The interviewer said she had a few more questions after the interview was over because there was so much to quote unpack.
Well,
so over the next few days, she worked on the first of many drafts, and she said she got in touch with Neeson's team to ask them for follow-ups. Their request was denied.
Well, I mean, you know what? It's his own fault. If he wouldn't have said it in the first place, no one would be asking all these goddamn questions. So
like, I think our suggestion is with starting the company is that I'm going to need a list of all the questions you plan on asking Bill about the Popular Cinema Podcast. Okay, and one of the questions is going to be like this: Bill, is it true that you harbor prejudice against certain races? I'd be like, we're not going to be doing question number 5. Question number 5, we will not do this interview if you're going to ask question number 5. That's off the table.
They usually do that with like political figures and people who are like in the public spotlight seeking office and things like that, where they vet the questions. But you just know Liam Neeson's had this long ass career. He's not known for being sort of controversial. He's kind of like one of the good guys is what, and I imagine his publicist people were probably like, he's one of our easy clients. We don't have to worry about it. So they're not always on the pre-registering the questions tip. And so they were probably like, oh, Liam's on whatever, Good Morning America. Yeah, whatever, I got it. What the fuck did he just say? Those people were like, I thought he was one of my easy clients. I thought I would just toe the road with him. Now I have to go through all these bullshit.
If we had the company, I would hire 2 guys that look like Jason Momoa. So if our guy goes off the rails, they'd be like, seize the tape.
Right. No one gets out of this room. Lock the doors.
That's it. It'd be like the old tape cassette. You just see them pulling out the rule. They're like pulling out the film and just throwing it, exposing it to sunlight. There you go. This does it.
Anyway,
I
I
mean,
just
part of it is, I think, obviously, you mentioned it before, off air, a little bit on air, is that you kind of almost have to, when you say trust the person, there's got to be good judgment. I mean, as I'm sitting here thinking about it now, Bill, like if I asked you, going like this, Bill, you've been doing the hosting Popular Cinema podcast for a while. I mean, if you were like an animal, what would what would you compare yourself to, like in the jungle out there and dealing with the world that you're dealing with? It'd be like this. Look, that's an interesting question. What type of animal would I be? I'd be like a pit bull because I like to taste the blood in my mouth and kill something, like they do. I'd be looking at you going, what? Where's that coming from? What?
right,
Is that a bad answer? Yes, it's a bad answer.
right.
I you I think there's a time and place for everything, and I think the time for him would have been on Oprah or Dr. Phil's couch, and not
I don't know,
for
Jay. I
for
don't know that there was
channeling
ever.
the, because if I watch the Cold Pursuit movie, I really don't want to think about Liam Neeson's motivation, even though I understand what he's trying to convey at the end. It's I don't know what do you say? Sometimes they
Look,
get lost.
it's a play. It came from a place of ignorance. I mean, if he really had that experience, which he obviously did, but why he felt the need to share it 40 years later is really I don't understand what I don't understand about it. Um, I just think the best you can say about it is maybe it'll be a learning experience for him that he will now understand something that he really didn't understand before. That it's not okay to have those kinds of thoughts or feelings or whatever. And it's certainly not okay to talk about them.
Okay.
Anyway, let's
Bill,
move on. I don't
we,
want to
we
talk
have
about
to
this.
talk about these things because our show tackles the issues that other shows won't tackle.
Listen, we're not 2020, bitch. Okay? That's not who we are.
This shit is fucking Frontline, Popular Cinema Podcast, Frontline,
Right.
baby. That's what
Right.
I'm gonna call episode 82,
Frontline.
Frontline.
Really. So yeah, my biggest hope is that coming out of this, he will learn that whatever he was thinking was just wrong-headed. Although he says, and I have to take his word for it that he feels terrible about it. I just don't know why you have to tell people about it then.
I
I
know.
don't know.
I know. I feel bad when the police come and they ask for my cell phone. I'd be like this. Oh, I don't know if I can give it to you. I've said so much shit in there. It's
Do
gonna be
you know
really
how many
bad.
times a day I think people in my head? I think to myself, I wish people at my work's head would just explode. Do you think I walk in every day and be like, you know what? I just wish all you bitches' head would explode. I don't know. No, you don't say that. You just don't say that. It's not okay. People still feel funny about it.
Yeah, your shit's like American Psycho.
I mean, I think some things are just better left unsaid.
Fair enough. So there's this article, continue on the hot topic, or what's the word? Um, Salacious theme here. There's an article that came out on USA Today regarding the Oscars, and they called it the Oscars migraine, and the controversies with some of their nominees. One of the controversies that's out there for Green Book is the fact that it's sort of written from the perspective of the white male character, which, of course, the family of the character Marshall Ali plays is just like that's not the way it should have been portrayed. Um, so there has that little bit of a stink on it. Um, there's Bohemian Rhapsody.
Right.
Well, you have the Me Too area, and then you have Bryan Singer out there allegedly committing sexual misconduct. So Bohemian Rhapsody has a little bit of the.
Also, Bohemian Rhapsody has problems with its portrayal of Freddie Mercury's life, in that a lot of people feel like his bisexuality was underplayed in the movie, and that was a bigger part of his life than they portrayed it in the movie. So,
Oh, yes, you're right about that too.
yeah,
So there's Vice. Obviously, you got your thing with the whole Hollywood versus Republicans there. Doesn't help that Christian Bale has his comments out there. A Star is Born. Apparently, there's an issue with the focus of the film goes from the female to the male for the second hour, and I guess some people have an issue with that. I don't know. I don't know enough about it.
This is the first I've heard of it. Okay.
Okay, then there's also Roma, which obviously we know that Roma. I think what Netflix released it in a couple theaters and then put that shit right onto their streaming service.
Right.
So, you know, it's a threat to the filmmaking status quo.
Oh yeah, the theater owners and the studios are not happy about it.
Right. So you have some of these movies that are nominated, but they have some sort of issues if they were to win that, you know, once again, you go with the politics with me, Bill, right? Is that what you say? Like
Well,
we
yeah. So, what
we
is
want to
the
avoid the.
least controversial movie that's nominated? That'll probably be the winner. I'll shit myself right in my bedroom if it's Black Panther. Okay.
uh, I'm thinking maybe A Star Is Born, maybe or Vice.
Yeah, I'd say probably A Star Is Born or
Or
Vice.
something like The Favorite. I don't even know what The Favorite's about. Maybe The Favorite.
I would look towards the middle of the road. Doesn't offend a lot of people. Doesn't have a lot of controversy. Doesn't have a lot of baggage behind its nomination to look for the winner. Of course, Crash won, and that had a lot of controversy.
Did it have a lot of controversy?
Yeah, because people, well, the controversy was it didn't deserve to fucking win, but
Okay. I only have a few more things here, Bill. I don't know if this is really of important. Woody Allen is suing Amazon. He's seeking $68 million in damages for breaching a contract after they dropped a 4-movie deal. The streaming platform allegedly cited that the sexual assault allegations mounted against Allen for terminating his contract.
here's the thing: weren't they sexual assault allegations out there when they put him under the contract? So why would they act like it's not? Oh, it's because of Ronan Farrow's article. That's what, or yeah, that's what it's about. So I guess that was a new allegation.
New
probably
allegation
after he
that
signed
sort
the
of
deal.
that prop back up. Yes.
Okay, all right, but you know the controversy was sort of out there. It's just that Ronan Farrow put it in like headlines again. I don't know. I think this is going to be a interesting case to see how it gets resolved because I mean, Woody Allen's a very beloved filmmaker. He gets basically any actor he ever wants to be in any of his movies to basically work for nothing. And for this to happen to him, I don't know how this is going to play out in the Hollywood game. He's not really a director that people really flock to anymore. It's just more of like his reputation, and people love him. Actors love him.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, I mean that's why they all work for nothing. I mean, look at the fucking cast lists of his movies, even his later movies. Everybody will work for him. There's hardly anyone that won't work for him for nothing, basically.
Interesting. Okay.
So,
And that is all I have. There's a few more things here, but I don't want to discuss them. Did we talk about Dark Universe?
We did not. What about it?
Apparently, it's being resurrected.
Oh,
by Blumhouse.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to start with the Invisible Man. I think is my understanding over there. I'm doing a lot right now for some reason.
So these
That's all I
movies are going to cost like not much, basically.
But I think they'll probably end up doing better than the Tom Cruise Mummy version. So
yeah, and for what they probably will cost, they will probably do okay.
Yeah, technically, if you're doing the Invisible Man, you talk about already cutting your costs down.
Wow. Okay, so you heard about Avengers Endgame possibly having an intermission because it's going to be 3 hours long.
Well, we've done intermission before with the Hateful Eight. We can do it.
I know, but it's 3 hours. It's not Lord of the Rings long. It's not 3 hours and 20 minutes long. I don't think a 3-hour movie necessarily requires an intermission. I think it kind of is cool because it kind of lends like a epic feel to it. You know what I mean? Like old timey. But I don't know for 3 hours if it's really necessary.
So you just want to sit there with some sort of like
hold your pee, people. Okay, hold your pee. If you don't have enough in there to hold your pee for 3 hours, maybe that's a problem that an intermission would solve for you.
Okay. All right. So everybody goes to the bathroom. Make sure everybody goes and be prepared.
Um,
I'm okay with intermission one way or another. Um,
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, for 3 hours, I think you could just fucking hold it.
yeah, because technically, with a movie like that, with intermission, then you get everybody rustling around, running out, going to get popcorn, and then by the time they sit down, they're still moving around, getting situated, opening bags. When before they would have just maybe just been sitting there silently the whole time.
Right.
So,
Playing with their phones. And you've heard about this Trench movie they want to do, the Aquaman spinoff?
oh yeah, I saw that. I'm sorry, I kind of skipped that on my email list right there. So they're going to do a little bit of a spin-off, though. It's going to be more of a horror version of James Wan, right? He's going into his
Oh
horror
yeah,
roots in this
the
one.
Trench are fucking those creatures that are like, underwater like nasty creatures that they're like what cockroaches of the sea.
Yeah, I don't know if I find them to be scary in
I
that
thought they were
sort of
scary
way.
as fuck.
I'm hoping they have some sort of other deeper story with them, but I think generally speaking, I don't. Um, they're CGI characters.
I have one word for these people. Actually, three.
I know what you're going to say.
Where is Man of Steel 2? That's 4 words.
You know, there is. I listen to sports radio, ESPN 850, and the one mantra that they had was the guy would always say is, "Where is my quarterback?" That's all he would say, like for months and months and months. And now they finally have quarterback. But that's sort of the mantra for this show, like this. Where is my Man of Steel 2?
What the fuck? Now we're making spin-offs featuring creatures from a movie, but we still can't see Superman 2?
And Henry Cavill's just like, hey, I'm willing to do it. I mean, I'm doing The Witcher and all, but I'd be willing to do Man of Steel 2 if you guys want me. They're like, yeah, we're going to do
Yeah,
the
you
trick.
heard the rumors this week that his age or the rumor is the reason why Man of Steel 2 can't get made is because Henry Cavill demanded that they give him director and script approval. But his agents came back and said that's all a lie. That's not true. So I don't know what the real story is, but it's out there that Henry Cavill's being difficult. I don't know. How do I feel about this Trench movie? They kind of do this with like that Conjuring universe with James Wan's, like where they had that
yeah, they spin it off.
Annabelle
Like
movie
Annabelle.
and then
Annabelle,
the Bell
right.
movie. They base these whole movies on these like side characters. I guess it could work. I don't know that I need it in my life more than I need a Man of Steel 2. So I'm bitter.
I feel you on that one. I feel you.
I'm a little salty about it. Jupiter's Legacy. Have you seen this new Netflix show?
Why does that sound familiar?
It's a Mark Millar. They bought his whole like catalog.
Right.
Right.
Go ahead.
Story, and they're making a series out of it. And they just cast the 2 leads this week. I forget who the female is, but the female is Leslie Bibb. I don't know if you know her. She's like basically a '90s TV actress.
What would I know her from? Would I know her from something?
You have seen her in Iron Man 1. She plays the reporter, but it's like a bit part. You won't probably remember it. She's in the bed when Pepper comes out, and she's like, I have to take out the trash sometimes as part of my job. Do you remember that scene?
Okay.
Anyway, she plays the blonde reporter that Tony slept with. That's basically the biggest part she's had, and something I can remember. But she's a TV actor. She was in a Ryan Murphy show in the '90s called Popular. Anyway.
Okay.
She's the female lead, and Josh Duhamel, is the male lead. Anyway, it's
apparently it follows the world's first generation of superheroes who received their powers in the 1930s. In present day, they're revered elder guard, but their superpowered children struggle to live up to the legendary feats of their parents. Huh.
It sounds a little Watchmen-ish.
Yeah, it does.
But yeah, I'm on board. I like Mark Millar stuff.
What has Mark Millar done that I would like?
Wanted, Kick-Ass. I think Kingsman he had his fingers in.
Yeah, it's not the strongest thing for me, but if it's on Netflix, how can I not watch it, Bill? Add to cart. Add to cart.
Add to cart, right? I mean, it's kind of like why not? Speaking of which, Umbrella Academy starts Friday. Are you gonna watch?
I am because I'm going to have to give it an episode or two. I'm not going to be. I think I'll probably just give it an episode, but I'm already not fully on board with it. But I'm probably more on board with that than I was with a Deadly Class.
Right.
So Umbrella Academy has more skewed to what I might be looking for. So I'll give it a longer shot.
Doom Patrol starts Friday too, but I don't know what to tell you. I cut that shit off. So you might want to wait. It probably will come to Netflix like Titan.
That's such a shame. I guess if I wanted to watch the Doom Patrol, I guess you're just going to make me spend my own money, huh? You were just like this. I'm done, so all services end. I mean, there's no even call. You call me on the phone. You're just like, you just called me on the phone to let me know. You didn't even give me like a 30-day to maybe just wind
You
down.
told me
Maybe
you were
look
fine
stuff
with it.
up.
I asked you how you felt about it, and you said that's cool. I'm fine. I would have
So if
probably kept it if you weren't.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I mean,
Well, I am hogging off your Netflix, so. But I'm going to use the $8.99 or whatever I was paying to DC to get us a Cinemark movie club membership, so we can get discounted tickets.
oh yeah, okay, that sounds good. I'm actually trying to find where the Deadly Class is, how it's doing. I'd like to know how the.
I don't know
how
if
it's faring
cable
in the ratings.
ratings are comparable to national TV network ratings. I
Yeah.
don't know. I think they're a little different. Here's how you'll know that Deadly Class is successful: if it gets a second season. If not, you'll never hear about it again, and that'll be it.
That's hilarious because that's exactly how the article just popped up.
See,
If you don't see season 2, then you know how it went.
Right?
Do you know what is that TV show Supernatural?
Do I like it? I've never seen it.
I've never seen it, but it's got it's on its 15th season or something.
Yeah. I would the whole idea of something 15 seasons long is ludicrous. It's ludicrous. They have to have ran out of ideas 10 seasons ago. I can't understand why this show is still on.
I mean, it has to probably just cost pennies on the dollar to make, I would think, right?
Well, no, the actors alone, even if they didn't get paid a lot when they started, they've been doing it for 15 fucking years. They have to be getting paid a lot now.
That seems unheard. It seems unheard of in today's day.
Unless it's The Simpsons. The Simpsons is the other show I don't understand why that's still on the air either. It's like on season 32.
Your favorite actress, Michonne, is apparently now leaving after the season 10 of Walking Dead. She's stepping out.
Oh yeah, her man Candy left. So what's she going to stay around for? Plus, she's got Black Panther movies to make. So
yeah, she's okay. What's her name? Is it Dana Guerrera?
Guerrera.
I'm listening to my history podcasts, and the guy apologizes for he's like, I'm going to say some of these German names and locations. He goes, but I'm not going to know how to pronounce them. So get over it. I'm just going to make these mistakes, and you just don't have to move past it. That's what I feel about on the show. I'm like, I think out of
you butcher people's names.
Yeah, out of every 15 names, I might get one right, like Ryan Murphy.
Right. Some simple
Zack
ones. Yeah.
Snyder. But anything else, Takiti Wahidi, I don't know. I don't know.
Because you just don't have the fucking patience or time to really deal with having to fucking sound it out.
What is it, Marshala Ali? Don't I get that one right?
Nope. It's Mahershala.
Whatever. I thought I was saying that shit proudly. Okay, I'm wrong on that one. How about Chitwell Ejiofor?
Nope. Chiwetel Ejiofor.
I tell you, when the national syndicates come for us, they're going to put me in the back room and go, listen, we don't want to hurt your feelings, but we're taking Bill. We can't have you on there mispronouncing some of our high-level guest names.
I mean, it's just embarrassing for us. I can't handle it.
I'm like, I call by their nicknames. I just won't. I just
really. What do they call him? Chit?
Chit. So, hey, Chit.
Right?
Did he say shit? No, Chit.
Oh my God. So, one other story before we move on, I don't want to forget, is that there was a leaked picture from the costume tests for episode 9 that has been out, and it shows like new droids and Lando's new costume and Rey's new costume and Poe's new costume. Looks like the helmet for uh, Kylo Ren is going to make a reappearance, like he reassembles it somehow. Um, so that's kind of cool. Lando's got a cool looking cape.
Okay, so for the people who haven't seen it, and you being the Star Wars aficionado,
Mhm.
does the shit look somewhat cool for you?
It's
Is it?
a Yeah, it does look cool. I mean, it looks like Ray's got white on, so it's kind of like she's like Gandalf the White now. Poe's got some like desert gear on. It looks cool. Yeah, it all looks very cool.
Is there any news about the plot or where we're going with this?
There's news, but I don't. I'm trying to stay as dark in the dark as possible and stuff like that. So
Well, our
I
fans
don't know.
turn into the show for news, Bill.
Well, I'm sorry, I can't help them. With Star Wars, I'm unspoiled. I'm not going into the third movie, the last movie in the Skywalker saga, having known all the plot details. That's not going to
You
happen.
know, we should have Superfan Carlos on the show because all you have to do is give him a topic, and then he'll be like, I've got lost in Reddit. I've researched everything. I know all the theories. I even went on torrent and the black web and pulled up like fucking like stolen scripts of shit. I can tell you how episode 9 is going to end.
Right,
That's what.
right. Well, this
Right.
picture is from Reddit, so Reddit is actually the actual home of like spoiler leakage of the internet. So
Do you know how to use Reddit?
I
Do you
do.
know? I don't know how to use it. Next time
Fairly
we get
simple.
together for the movies, maybe you can give me a crash course in Reddit. I know
I will
Carlos,
download the app, and it'll sort of walk you through it.
but am I reading what trolls have wrote or what is it? Is it just
Yes,
is it just
it's the troll kingdom of the internet, but it's also informative when there's like late breaking stuff or leaks like
isn't
this.
that what Twitter's for?
Yeah, I mean you could, but Twitter will just link you right to Reddit anyway. So what's the difference? Might as well just go to the source.
Are you putting Reddit above Twitter?
No, I'm putting Reddit alongside Twitter. Reddit is a wild, wild west of message boards. So there's a lot of trolling on Reddit, which I don't particularly care for, which is why I only go to it when there's some kind of like picture leak or some kind of like, you know, story that's sort of about ready to break but is not out there fully yet. I don't really read Reddit. It's sort of like the talkbacks from Ain't It Cool News. It's full of trolls.
Okay. I was about to say that's not a place where I would find you in the land of trolls, Bill. I would think you would try to
No, I
avoid
try to avoid it, but sometimes the breaking news comes from it, so you kind of have to navigate around it.
that. Sometimes
Yeah.
you got to go slum it. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, sometimes you got to hang out in the ghetto for a minute.
I like how you're just pulling up in some sort of like Obi-Wan cape and mask, and you're just walking into the bar going, yeah, I'm just looking for information.
right, and then
Yeah, you're like Princess Amidala, all dressed up like a commoner. Yeah, I'm just trying to find out some information here.
just want to get that picture, that leaked photo from the set of Star Wars Episode 9.
God,
How
would
much
you like a drink? No, not with these glasses. I prefer not. No, I don't want anything. No
Right.
peanuts in the
Right,
bowl.
it's like when you go to the drug house and get your Maui Wowie, and then you leave and you never go back.
All right. Do we have anything else, Bill, for today?
I don't think so. That was my last story I wanted to touch on.
Okay. Well, then let's just go to Box Office Mojo. We don't need to drag this shit out.
Okay. Okay.
I
Looks
mean,
like
shit.
somebody's in a hurry.
I'm not in a hurry. I think I have a working title. I mean, I
Okay.
remember the days that splicing kind of gave me some sort of stress, but that's no longer. I can splice
Good.
this bad boy in like in no time. I have Suspiria in my house. By the way, that's 2 hours and 21 minutes.
You should break that shit up over 2 nights.
Fuck, it's gonna be like 3 nights. I'm gonna have to watch that shit in 20-minute increments.
Right.
For the weekend ending February 8th through the 10th of 2019, we're in February. Okay. The number one movie is the Lego Movie 2 in its first week of release, the second part, pulling in $34 million.
I heard that was disappointment. They said it was underperforming. And the reason why they said that is because they said the brand has been watered down with all these other like Lego Ninjago movies and Lego Batman, and so the public wasn't as anticipatory for this as they were for the first one.
Yeah, it seemed that way to me. I would think for 34 million, that doesn't seem to be a
Blockbuster.
no.
No, kind of doesn't.
Well, let me pull this up here. The Lego Movie, um, the first one to see how much it brought in.
Opening
Yeah,
weekend.
like what's that?
Just the opening weekend. See what the
Opening weekend, right? Now the original Lego Movie pulled in $469 million worldwide.
okay.
For its opening weekend, it pulled in $80 million
Wow.
in 2014. So
Wow.
th-
Okay.
th-
That was
this
just
is
domestic?
what's that?
That was just domestic?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, because it ended with 257 million domestic.
Well, then
Yeah.
the brand has been really watered down, like by half or over half.
Oh, that's so crazy. Yeah, yeah.
Because
I
I would
mean,
have thought this movie would do bigger numbers as well. And I'm not even a follower of this.
it does feel kind of tired a little bit. We saw, but it seems like it's not like it's The Incredibles to me, where
Right.
you're just like, it's been so long. There's always something out there. I saw some sort of commercial or advertisement and whatever else, and I don't want to say it's confusing, but apparently it's an effect for $34 million, and it only pulled in 18 million overseas. So for a total of 52 million. So it's not even going to sniff what the original made, which is crazy to think about. Um, so the number two movie is from Paramount, What Men Want,
Oh,
starring
that's the Taraji P. Henson movie.
yeah, and Tracy Morgan. I don't know.
It looked funny. The commercials are actually funny.
Were they? Somehow
Yeah.
I don't even know if I clicked on this because I'm just like it's not my speed. I won't even watch this, but
You're
it
not going to rent that on Netflix?
I don't think so. I'll watch it. I'll give it the respect of watching the trailer. Apparently it pulled in $19 million.
Okay.
The budget is 20 million. So can't
In the
can't
red
go.
or in the black already almost.
Yeah, yeah. The number three movie is our boy that likes to beat up black people, Liam Neeson. I'm just kidding. It's just a joke there. It's a joke. Cold Pursuit. And its opening weekend pulled in $10 million.
I wonder if the box office had anything to do with the interview. We'll never know, but I just
You
wonder.
never know. Yeah. This is also a remake of a foreign movie. I forgot that I actually did see. I'm a fan of Liam Neeson. Maybe he should just be doing like Taken 5.
Really?
um, I just saw Widows of this weekend with him and Viola Davis. I did not
This is the
like the
one where he
movie.
sucks her face down his throat.
Yeah, yeah, he's doing a lot of affection with Viola Davis, tongue down her throat, kisses on her face, but she ends up shooting him at the end because he
Oh,
was sort of not being fully honest with her, just like he's not being fully honest with the audience members.
really?
Anyway, but I didn't enjoy the movie as much as I wanted to. But I have to admit, after watching it, Liam Neeson's a very good actor, I find, and Viola Davis is just as good.
Yeah.
And so there's nothing wrong with their abilities. I just don't think that the plot and the story played out the way I wanted to. And it also started Colin Farrell. I think when you have Colin Farrell in your movie right now, it's almost like having an albatross on set.
What is your problem with Colin Farrell?
They're always trying to make Colin Farrell. It's the same thing with trying to push Channing Tatum for Gambit. I'm sure Melissa's rolling her eyes right now.
Mhm.
Colin Farrell is just never going to be A-list. He's never going to be up there with Chris Pratt or Tom Cruise, but they're always trying
No,
to
but
push
can the
him up
man
top
work and
level.
make a living? I mean, is he a decent enough actor that he can actually function on set?
I'm just saying, when you have him in your movie, I think it's an albatross. It can only lead to bad things.
You think it's an albatross because why? He drags the movie down because he sucks, or you just don't think he's going to happen?
No, I don't think he. It's just that there's something about him that's you want him to be a star, but he's just not. He just never reach. He rises to the potential that he can be.
Can he
So
act?
yes,
Okay. Can the man fucking make a living, or does he have to be drummed out of like all Hollywood because you just don't think he's going to happen? Stop putting Colin Farrell in the movies. The dude's just trying to eat, feed his kids.
I can tell you right now, his shit would not be anywhere near my movies. But let's look up Widows. Let's look up Widows. I know he's not the main draw in there. That movie pulled in $75 million worldwide on a budget of 42 million. So
Those
Colin
profit
Farrell,
margins are shrinking.
what's that?
Those profit margins are shrinking.
Yeah, they are. Um, so Colin Farrell, here we go. Widows, 42 million. He was in Roman J. Israel with what's his name?
Denzel, wasn't it?
Denzel. That pulled in $11 million. The Killing of a Sacred Deer, that pulled in $3 million. The Beguiled, Colin Farrell, $10
Just
million.
stop. Just stop. Just stop.
The Lobster, 9 million. Winter's Tale, 12 million. Wait, here you go. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, 234 million.
There you go.
He's part of something, but he seems to average in the teens.
Or below.
I'm just saying. All right, let's move on. I'm not going to kick him down. The number four movie for this weekend is The Upside, in its 5th week of release, bringing in another $7 million, bringing its total gross to 94 million, which is 90% of that is domestic.
That's a lot. Of 90% is domestic, really?
Yeah.
That's
it's 85 million domestic, 8 million foreign. So the production budget was approximately $40 million.
Why is that $40 million when Split or Glass was 20?
And it had more special effects, I imagine. Because maybe Bryan Cranston,
Is he really worth that much money?
Kevin Hart, and Nicole Kidman.
Okay. All right. I'll go with it.
Okay. The number 5 movie is the movie you just mentioned, Glass. In its 4th week of release, pulling in another $6 million, bringing its worldwide total to $221 million.
It's getting up there. It might match Split's cost or, take.
I mean, the $221 million, it's split almost evenly between domestic and foreign.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it might match Split. Split made 270 something, I think you said.
What's interesting is Split made 275. What's interesting about those numbers is domestically, Split made 38 million, and foreign it made $140 million.
So that was split pretty much evenly too.
Yeah, so it's curious. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to make it there.
I would like for it to match Split's, at least match it.
Yeah, I don't think the domestic run is going to be able to get up there, though. It's got to pull in another $50 million. I mean, that's still a huge get, though. $221 million on a production
$20
budget.
$million movie?
Yeah, I mean, come on. Blumhouse is sitting there like, I don't know. He's walking around.
They're glad they're in business with M. Night Shyamalan, let's put it that way.
Fuck yeah. You
And
can come back anytime. We've got a bank account with 20 million waiting for you. So, if you want to make a movie for 20 million, we got you.
Right.
How's Spawn doing? How's that Spawn movie coming?
Yeah, that's a good question. I haven't heard anything about it in a while. It's been kind of quiet on the Spawn front.
All right. So that concludes our box office mojo. No special effects. So, Bill, what are you doing tonight?
Hubs is at work, so I'm probably just going to continue my Glee-a-thon that I've been on. Okay, see if I can make it through season 4 before the end of the week.
Nice.
And that's about it. What about you?
I'm going to have Chipotle for the first time in like 3 weeks.
Why so long?
Don't know. My woman's been feeding me a lot, and I haven't been. I've been working from home a lot too, and so
right. I would think that would make it more Chipotle, not less.
You would think, but it's just weird. I don't know what's going on, but last night we went to some place called Bubba's.
Yeah.
We got this 4 for $2 meat platter, and it came with St. Louis ribs, baby back ribs, pulled pork, barbecue chicken,
wow,
fries, baked beans,
It sounds
Oh,
like a meat lover's paradise.
oh yeah, we ate it all, Bill. We were like pigs. We were like, ah.
Oh, that's cool.
So I think I'm gonna barbecue chicken kit right now. So I
Okay.
think what I would like to get in the house would be like one of those stoves that has a grill in it, or one of those things on the side where you can do some grilling in the
Right.
winter months. I think that would
Can't you
be
get
great.
something that you can put on top of your stove that you can just throw in the dishwasher when you're done, like a stovetop grill?
Is there such a thing?
I think I think you should hit Amazon
I think
when we're
that's
done.
exactly what I'm gonna do. Amazon. Jeff
Right.
Bezos always has that shit on lock. Okay. All right. Stovetop grill. I'll look it up. So anyway, the answer to your question is, I believe I'm gonna go get Chipotle, and I don't. I was gonna watch Suspiria, a little part of it, but my woman's home, so that means we'll probably finish watching Friends with College. But I may try to push for, like, I need an hour just to watch my own shit and eat my Chipotle and be left alone.
Right.
So I may have to push for that, but then, you know, do some other stuff like that. So I think that'll be it though. But I'm looking
Well, it's not
forward
like you
to
have
it.
to go into the office tomorrow, right?
I am not going into the office tomorrow.
The asshole.
So, which is, it'll be lucky if I cut my hair. I'm looking like Sherman Hemsley walking around this thing. Patches, no brush teeth.
Wow, that
You
is sexy. I bet your woman is just like, yeah, that's my man. He's got naps and bad breath.
Holy socks. Hey. Hey.
Oh, lovely.
Hey.
Poor
So,
Chris. Poor Chris.
yeah, so we'll try to maybe clean up a little bit before
Yeah,
the
that'd
people
probably be
arrive. All right, so Bill, it's been a very good show. I think I already
Yeah.
have a working title. I will upload it and get it out of here. I'd like to thank all our fans from all over the world. Shout out to Russia, even though you guys keep hacking our system and you put a boob in the White House. That's fine. I mean, everybody has to vote on their own, but
Right.
whatever.
Right.
So I'm sure our fans that are listening to us have to be on board with our politics, right?
Oh, I'm
Otherwise,
sure.
unless they're somehow like going to hack our website or something, or just trying to shut us down. Or just trying to shut us down.
I don't know. I think we're okay.
Okay,
I'm gonna go with we're okay.
Okay, Bulgaria. We got Bulgaria in the house. We got England. The thing about it is, Superfan Melissa travels a lot. I hope she's not traveling to these places and downloading our show just to give us some sort of pity credit.
You know what? I think we'll take it. Whichever credit she wants to give it to us, pity or not, we'll take it.
When we see her, she's going to be like, Miss Strovia. I'm like, Melissa, you speak Russian? She'll be like, yeah, I was over there a few times. I'm like, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Bill.
All right.
I've been your co-host, Payne.
I'm Bill.
And we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye.